evening, everybody. How are you all? Just give me a second to share this video and I will be with you. Turn it down because I hear my own voice. There it is. All right, so evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining me. For those who don't know, I'm Kim. I am Chair of Public Child Protection Wales, and we're an organisation set up off the back of a campaign against sex education. Now, I need to tell you a bit about me because this is really crazy that I'm actually saying I'm campaigning against sex education. So I myself am a full supporter of sex education, sexual safeguarding, got a long history in criminology, children's rights, absolute champion of children's rights, champion of sex education, and here I am fronting a campaign against it. So for those of you out there who think this is a campaign against sex education, please take the time out, go to our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. Look into what we're actually fighting here, okay? Because all is not as it seems. This is not biology. This is not safeguarding. This is comprehensive sexuality education, which the whole of the UK adopted in March 2017. We're at different stages of this implementation of this education. We got some lesson content in England, some lesson content in Scotland. We know we have some unfavourable characters in the south of Ireland. And here in Wales, we have recently undergone some legislative changes. So we've had a new curriculum. It's called the Curriculum and Assessment Wales Act 2021. So before looking down the sex education route or any documents you're being given, you need to look at the legislation. You need to ask the people giving you information about this education, have they read this legislation? The answer is usually no. What this legislation has done, it has legislated every single educational establishment in Wales to deliver 4 mandatory subjects from age 3 to 16 with no parental opt-out. These mandatory subjects are English, Welsh, RVE, which is Religion, Values and Ethics, and RSE, which is Relationship and Sexuality Education. These are no longer standalone subjects. These are embedded all the way across the curriculum. Every single subject, including, I quote, corridor talk. So it was quite intense. It's absolutely out of control. It's open to interpretation. It's been in the planning for 5 years. It came into force the beginning of this term. So the beginning of September, it came into force. But there's still no lesson content. The reason for that is because they are hiding it, okay? They're keeping it from you. Like I said, all is not as it seems. We are dealing with something called comprehensive sexuality education. Your children now have something called sexual and reproductive rights. In Wales, that is a massive concern because we have a hierarchy of rights where children's rights will always override parental rights. Like I say, I am a full supporter of children's rights. I've spent 15 years fighting daily for children's rights in the field of additional needs. So I know the difference between children's rights used right and children's rights for the good of other people. This is not children's rights used right. This is empowering children beyond capacity. So we're discussing things like body autonomy. The children can consent to whatever they think is good, whatever feels good. There's a lot of confusion out there, even amongst the teaching profession. They are led to believe that this safeguards. Teachers, do yourselves a favour. Do not deliver what's on the sheet in front of you. Ask where it came from. How was it produced? Who was it produced by? Where's the evidence to support it? That's what you need to be. How can you deliver something critically unless you understand where it's come from, okay? That is the definition of indoctrination. You are no longer a teacher then, okay? So this is something you all need to be mindful of. So where are we at in this fight? We've been fighting this for 2 years. We've taken part in consultations, petitions, la-di-da-di-da. Long story short, the government have dismissed us at every stage, even though the country is basically against it. Those who know anyway. So we have been fighting this through demonstrations, media campaigns, social media campaigns, leafleting, every way possible, basically. We have recently formed some local authority groups, 21 local authority WhatsApp groups, which is fantastic because here in Wales, we've only got 22 local authorities in total. So we are absolutely smashing it. We are top of the league table in the world because what you'll find is education's in 52 countries. When it comes in, it never goes out. If you want to see the damage that's going to happen to our children, take a look in America, take a look at what's happening in the United States, and also take a look at what's starting to surface in Scotland. So just to, so we have got these local authority groups. We've actually got the whole country being active. No country in the world, apart from ours, has locked down local authority. So we've addressed local authority here. Nearly all local authorities have been addressed. Most of them have been shut down. The government have said they're not allowed to deal with us. But we don't stop there, guys. This is where we go a step further now. So today I've just been looking to see where we're at with the local authority groups. Most of them have addressed. Most of them are now ready for complaints. I can't stress this enough, guys, right? What we're actually dealing with here is a serious constitutional matter that is way beyond the pay grade of any teacher, head teacher, Department of Education, county councillor, the education welfare officer. This is way above their pay grade, right? So even though they are carrying out orders from above, they will be held accountable. So we do not stop there. If we've got the guts to take the government to court, a little two-bit council, local authority, teacher, teaching assistant, head teacher, there's no issues taking them to court as well, right? Absolutely zero issues at all. We've gone straight for the jugular on this. It's just unfortunate that the people at the bottom don't quite understand where we're at with this fight, which is difficult for them because we're actually more knowledgeable than them. We know far more information, which for them is difficult to digest. So here we go with the local authority groups now. We file complaints. All right, these complaints will be done by next Friday, the latest. I will be doing Zoom meetings with local authority groups. So what I would really like from you guys, now I know some of the groups are tiny, but I know some of the groups are massive, all right? So off the top of my head, I know Powys is tiny. If anyone out there listening to this is Powys, please come forward. We need some people in that group. So so what we need, guys, in these groups are like a little small team, an admin team, let's say 5 people, because we can have regular meetings then with these 5 people. It's so difficult to get everybody on one meeting. It just gets massive. Nobody gets a voice. It doesn't work when you just take 1 or 2 from a group. So if you can discuss things amongst yourselves, you don't have to be available all the time. But just think about, who can be available, who can feed back, so we can work together on this. Because this part of the fight now, where we've had different responses, so some councillors are on board, some councillors are absolutely petrified of the situation, some councillors are a bit too big for their boots. Because there's a bit of a mixed response going on, we need a mixed reaction to that. So if we can bring these groups down a little bit smaller again. If we could have 5 admin amongst you, if you guys can get into those groups and have those discussions, that would be fantastic. We'll be ready to take the local authority groups forward again there then, right? People do say you can't fight a corrupt system with a corrupt system. Yes, we can. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how corrupt it is. This is their first taster of dealing with the authorities in this capacity. They're in for quite a rude awakening, and we've got to let these people expose themselves. It's one thing coming from us, but when they're actually seeing it and experiencing it, you can't take that away. Do you know what I mean? That person's there then 100%. What else have we done? So we've started exercising our right, because the law is actually on our side. We do have a right to excusal. Our children do not need to be subjected to this level of indoctrination, this unethical way of teaching, social experiments, political ping pong, basically. So we have encouraged you guys to exercise your right. We have published this information on our website, again, publicchildprotectionwales.org, on the templates page. On there is the legislation as it stands. That's pretty much our argument in court as well, all right? So you exercise that. You're getting mixed responses. Some schools are honouring it. Some schools have put brakes on RSE altogether. Some schools have been told not to speak to parents at all. And some schools are basically treating it like it's a bit of toilet paper. So again, I need to remind you all, this is a serious constitutional matter. This is way, way, way above their pay grade. All right, let's strip this back now. Head teacher. Let's be real about this, okay? Let's talk about the head teacher now. Not just a normal teacher, the head teacher, right? The boss. They've probably got a degree in what? They can have a degree in anything. English, maths, science, art, history. They've worked their way up to head teacher, right? They got a PCGE. That was a year course, postgraduate course. Take that away from them. What do they actually know? What do they know about legislation? What do they know about policy? What do they know about this global institution that we're fighting against? What do they know about this being in planning for the last 5 years? I think you'll find it's a big fat zero, okay? So strip away the title of a head teacher. What are you left with, guys? You're left with just an ordinary person in the street, right? So do not think these people are superior to you. That's just their position. That's just their job role. Take away the profession, you're not left with a lot, all right? There are some decent head teachers out there, so please don't think that I'm attacking every head teacher, because I am not, right? I'm just trying to simplify it for the general public. And if you're offended by this, that is obviously your problem, because I'm of the impression that if you're easily offended, you're easily manipulated, and that's probably why you're on the side of this education anyway. So I'm not out to pussyfoot, all right? On the flip side of that, I've got teachers contacting me saying I'm giving it till Christmas and I'm leaving. I'm not being branded a groomer. I can't stick this. A teaching assistant of 20 years has handed in her notice today. These are acts of bravery, in a sense, guys, and I totally respect your stance on that, but also you going out of the picture, you're making way for other people who are going to deliver this, right? You are on the right side of the law. The law is with you. The law is with you. So if you're prepared to walk out of your job anyway, why don't you just stick it out and say, I'm not teaching it? Get sacked for refusing to teach it. You're going to walk out your job anyway. If that's your mindset, I'm leaving, I'm not teaching this, stand in the staff room and say you're not teaching this. Because walking out does nothing. Walking out does absolutely nothing. Getting sacked for it hits the papers. Okay, guys? So it's the same kind of thing, but we've got to play this, this is not about us. This is about the children. So sometimes we have to do things that we wouldn't usually want to do, because it's not for us. It's for the greater good. It is for the children, right? So I strongly advise parents, these discussions with the teachers, keep them writing. If you're having conversations, you need to go home, email and say, just to reiterate, we discussed, and write a list. Everything needs to be monitored. If you want to film them with your phone, you can. But they'll say that can't be used as evidence in court. That doesn't matter, okay? This is the court of public opinion. There are no rules. The court of public opinion has 2 rules only: transparency and honesty. That's all. That's what we function on in the court of public opinion. Everybody has a right to know. Right? Everybody has a right to know. If you are being bullied by teachers, because we know you are, right? We know you're being bullied. Like there's one, what you need to realise, guys, is we have 5 claimants going into court representing this country, all from all different walks of life. No school in this country knows who those claimants are. Not one single school. But they are going to find out very, very soon in the next few days which parents they've been picking on who are actually taking them into court. So that's going to be a massive punch to them, a hell of a blow. I don't think I'd be able to sleep if I was not a head teacher when I received that letter. Remember, the law is on your side, okay? You lay down the law. It is not your issue that they don't understand it. It's not your issue that they haven't investigated. If you've taken this to them, right, and they still going back to the RSE code, they're not investigating further, they think you're just this silly old prude of a parent, or you've got old-fashioned views, or, your views don't come from this part of the world. Guys, the law is on your side. You are in the right. They are the ones that's lacking in serious knowledge and education on this, okay? And you don't have to know it all. You don't have to know it all. You just need to know a little bit more. And in this case, it's usually basic things like the legislation. Teachers haven't actually read things like that. Question things. Where's the lesson content? This, that, and the other. That's the kind of thing. Ask them stuff like that. It's not down to you to explain the reasons why you don't want your children there. Right? That's not down to you. You don't have to explain the reasons why you don't want your children there. They are not even giving you the reasons why your children should be there. So why are you explaining why your children shouldn't be there? Doesn't make sense, right? So again, local authority groups, let's get meetings with regards to the teachers. We are taking action there. How are we taking action? Well, we've got another template letter coming for you to reinforce the fact that this is the legislation. There are also some brave parents out there who are following in our footsteps with the government, and they are actually going to issue a letter before action to the schools. Okay, so they've taken exactly the same steps we've taken with the government. We've got a small team, a coalition going in for the schools now. We're not scared. We are not scared. This fight is for our children. It is not opinion-based. It is fact-based. If this sex education did exactly what they said it did, I would have run this to the Queen myself for royal assent. I do not sit here doing these videos for the fun of it. I would much rather be having a nice time and acting a clown somewhere, to be honest with you. But this is what we have to do. This is how serious it is, guys, right? We are ordinary mothers coming together for what's right. Now, nobody on this planet investigates at the rate of a worried parent. So do not think these people with degrees and people in professional positions are better than you. Them failing to investigate means they are negligent. You are not negligent. They are negligent. You are not fighting something built off lies. They are arguing and promoting something built off lies. The truth is coming out. There's uproar all across the world. The only difference between us and the rest of the world is we are last to have it. We've got the most radical piece of legislation, which they have to act fast. Because when an abuser is losing control, they behave erratically. They're losing grip of this all over the world. All right? All over the world, they're losing grip of this. So they got to behave erratically now and radical on us. They got to come in hard and fast. But we are going to be the first country in the world to say no chance. No way. Because even though we're late to the party and even though it's already been introduced, well, the legislation's coming and some lessons are coming in now, we don't put up with it. It is going. It's going faster than it came. All right, guys? They've been pushing for this since, I think, about Oh, I don't know. The first date that comes to my mind is obviously 2014 because of Professor David Payton's report to the Select Committee of the UK government saying the non-parental opt-out is a bad idea. So this has been in the making for a long time, right? We are further than anyone else in the world. Wales, the government has put our councils on lockdown. They're getting people to write articles on us. We are a mixed group. Okay, we're a mixed group of people. We welcome everyone, all common sense people. We view the world simply. You're the human race or the human disgrace. The human race are over here. The human disgrace are over there, right? So if you're part of the human race, get over here, you're needed. This is happening all around the UK. If you're in England or Scotland watching this now, please get behind us. This is the opportunity. England, US was kicked out on a technicality, okay? Scotland, you know what's happening there now. 2 years ago, members of families were arguing. So Scottish sisters were arguing. The sister in Wales was arguing with the sister in Scotland. The sister in Wales was telling the sister in Scotland what was happening. The sister in Scotland was denying it because she didn't know. She wasn't aware. But to find his lesson content, you can find him on the Scottish Government website, rshp.scot. It's all there. Have a look. Those are our lessons as well, all right, guys? This is why it's not in Wales yet, because we keep saying it's Scotland. Just like we kept saying it was UNESCO, we proved it right. We kept saying there's no such thing as age appropriate. We proved that right. We keep proving everything right. The last thing they want is for that curriculum to end up now on our hub. Not at this stage in the game. We've secured a judicial review. The war is in Wales. We don't choose where we go to war. All we know is we are all brothers and sisters and our families under attack, whether that's Scotland, Ireland, England or Wales. The opportunity and the chance to change things is right now in Wales. We've secured our judicial review. We are ready to rock. Okay? We're ready to rock on this, and this is where we all come together now, guys. This is our one opportunity, our golden opportunity. So, I know I got loads to say, haven't I? I know it's just so much going on, see, guys. It is just so much going on, but we have to keep applying the pressure. We've got so many avenues to go down. Okay, we've still got lots of punches left to pack. They've got this way through lies, deceit, deviance, dishonesty. We are playing this as honest as we can. We are ice skating uphill, but we got some smoke coming from these blades, haven't we? Huh? We are top of the league table, guys, for this. Top of the league table in resistance. When they are writing articles on us, listen to this. When they are writing articles on us, accusing us of being the Welsh cell of the global disinformation, who is leading the UK resistance against the sex education, when they're writing articles like putting us on that kind of level, you better believe we're absolutely nailing it. We are absolutely nailing it. There is some more stuff I can tell you as well. I have slipped up on a few occasions about it, but I need to wait and see the outcome because this might have to go through the media, but we are poking the big bad bear, all right? But as we know, the big bad bear is grisly, mean, quite dangerous. But at the end of the day, they all sizzle under the fiery breath of the dragon, don't they, guys? And that's what we're dealing with here. A nation of dragons. That's why this education is not staying. So anyone who is supporting this education in your professional capacity, enjoy it while it lasts. Because the days are numbered. Okay? We are fighting this honestly, transparently for the public, and we are winning. We know we are winning, and we are going to annihilate it. We're going to annihilate it at every level. So to the people, the parents who is being bullied, come out. At the end of the day now, if you're letting them bully you, let me just explain one thing. Bullies are cowards. Okay, bullies are cowards. But by you cowering down to them, and you're not standing up for yourself, you're not standing up for your children. Therefore, then you become a coward because you know the truth. You know this is happening, but you're cowering down because a big bad bully is threatening you with local authority. All of these people are breaking the law. They are all meddling with something that is way above their pay grade. Okay? You can't help them for feeling important. This is how the system has built them up. Okay? The system has led them to believe they are of a different species in some cases, right? These people are led to believe they are superior compared to us. Strip away their profession, they are absolutely nothing. All right? They're absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Like I said in my live last night, you might not even see these people in a pub. They might not even have the confidence to go to a pub. So please do not be scared by professions, because when we're dealing with issues like this is a mass exposure. Mass exposure we are dealing with here, guys, right? We are part of the great dismantling. We are pulling this apart. They don't like it. They are looking for weaknesses. If you are one of those people who is vulnerable to these attacks, pass the information on to us. We will erase your name and we will run with it. Let's show the whole country what is going on, local authority by local authority by local authority. Let's show them what's going on school by school by school. We also know there are teachers trying to help us from the inside. We know this just by behaviours and documentation we have come across and that. Teachers, we hear you. But, like I said, you've got to stand with us. You've got to stand with us, because at this moment in time, the government are using you as a shield. We are in a situation where we're being forced to come out fighting, okay? Our territory has been invaded. We need to come out and defend ourselves. And the first thing we're coming up against is this shield the government have created, which is you. So which way are you going to turn? Are you going to turn to shield the children? Or are you going to continue being shield for the government? Because if you're going to continue being shield for the government, we're coming straight through you. We are coming. This is nothing to mess around with. This is deadly serious. This is a global situation. Children are being harmed all across the world, and we're losing our values, guys. It's been eroded away, built on crimes. It's basically built off crimes. So I'm going to leave it at that now, guys, right? We're getting ready for the stages now of complaints. We are taking this to the door of the schools, because at the end of the day, if they fail to investigate, guys, they are negligent anyway. They're either negligent, complicit. This is just the way it has to go now. Teachers, if you're at the end of your tether, get in touch. Let's get you guys connected privately. Let's get you guys connected. Let's get you guys the courage, because as much as we admire the fact that you're refusing to teach this, walking out at this moment in time, we need you there. We need you there, guys. You are the only kind of resistance on the inside now, and we need all the support we can get. If you're prepared to lose your job for this, let them sack you. All right? Let them sack you. There's a lot of discrimination going on at all levels, guys. We will use this system to our advantage. We will protect our children, okay? So I'm going to end with that now. I just want you all to be brave. I want you all to continue the fight. And I'm just going to end on the fact that this weekend we will be in North Wales, guys, okay? Llandudno, Bethel, and I think this is Crickaeth. I'm not very good at these Welsh words, am I? I sound very, very Welsh. I'm not very good at the Welsh words. So Llandudno is a demonstration, guys. Llandudno Promenade, Llandudno Bandstand. But there's a little bit of a change of plan there. And we are trying our best to get an indoor venue, because, as you know, there's no shelter at all there. We've done 2 years of this wind, rain and hail, right? 2 years of preaching to our phones, preaching to a handful of people. We got a good little number coming together now. So for the final few weeks of this part of the journey, let's try and do it in a bit of comfort. So demonstration in Llandudno from 1:30, Promenade, Bandstand. Keep an eye out for venues for if we find an indoor venue. Bethel on Sunday. That is, if you look on our website, you'll find the details there. And then Crickaeth on Monday, okay? And then back to South Wales to finish up. So there's lots of stuff going on, guys. Our demonstrations are going to be every single week now. every other week in Cardiff, every other week in Llandudno. So they will be turning around like that. This is the run up to our court case, judicial review. Let's get fighting, guys. I haven't addressed the fundraising tonight. I'm really sorry I haven't done that. I don't want to go on too long. We're like on 30 minutes. I will leave Lucia to deal with that because I know she's having meetings and stuff like that. But if you've got ideas, if you can fundraise, guys, we need the money so badly right now, okay? Just get stuck in wherever you can. Have a coffee morning, sell the coffees, 50 pence each or whatever. 16 pence per child in Wales, that's all this is. £100,000, 16 pence per child in Wales. It would cost us more than that in advertising if the media was fair anyway. So it's worth it. It's worth it, guys. Get behind us. Come on. Let's get united. Just spread the word. Just spread the word, right? We are actually making history. We're making history here, guys. And like I keep saying, the future is not us. The future's not next week or in a couple of years' time. The future is the world we leave behind for our children. And here in Wales, I am confident. I am confident that Wales is going to be the place to do that, guys. We did the Romans. We blew the cover on the institutional sex abuse scandals in the care homes. Come on, guys. Let's not let our children down. We've done this before. We can do it again. But this time, it's very serious. It's affecting every single person in this country. This time, let's expose it and expose it for good. We can change things. We've got the power to change things. I'm saying we can. We are changing it. All right, we are changing it. Look at where we was this time last year. Look at where we was this time 2 years ago. We are smashing it, all right, guys? And it's because of this Welsh soil, the Welsh energy. This is one very special country, guys. And it's special because we are the people that make it that way. Now, let's put this country on the map, make it the safest country in the world, not just for raising children, but for educating children. Let our schools be the schools with massive waiting lists because we got teachers who actually got time to teach our children in the way they should be taught. Let's have schools that's not letting any children behind. Children with additional needs falling through the net. We've got enough problems. We can make a country to be proud of. It is not rocket science, guys. It's really not rocket science. We just need our voice to be heard. And together, we can roar and we can be heard. So I just want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We probably won't have an update from us now until Tuesday, I should imagine. But guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for all your support. Keep this information going, all right? We are absolutely smashing it. We are smashing it, guys, right? Take these attacks as compliments because if we were irrelevant, they wouldn't be able to say anything at all. Good night, everyone, and thank you all for everything.